everybody, it's Renee from Tailspin Farm. I am hopping on today to show you some technique of spinning fiber that you typically wouldn't think of spinning. I am a fiber artist. I raise Angora rabbits. I spin, knit, crochet, dye yarns and fibers, and sell products mainly from my Angora rabbits. And I took a drop spindle class many years ago. I've told the story before in some of my other videos. And when I did, there was a lady there that had, I think she had like 10 cats, and she combed them, and she had bags and bags of their fur, and she didn't know what to do with it. So she wanted to take this class to learn how to spin. And of course, this was 15, 20 years ago, and I was a complete newbie. I had no idea what I was doing and thought she was a bit odd. But now, almost 20 years later, I have learned that there are many things that you can spin. And I had a video previously, I think it's a couple videos back, where I had a shawl that I had showed you that had all the animals we had ever raised. We raised Pygor goats, we had alpacas, the Angora rabbits, and I put some of my dog Willow in there. And so you can see that shawl, but I want to show you a little bit of how to spin it, and how to get the fiber. And so I have my son's Maine Coon cat sitting here, Chowder. I don't know if he's going to cooperate. He's been sleeping all morning, and now he's a little bit of a stinker. So I'll show you how I get, this is my favorite tool to get any kind of fiber off, whether it be my Angora rabbits or the dogs or cat, is this comb. I've gone through a few of these over the years. This is my favorite one. I don't like the ones with just the long tines that are separated. I like it with the short ones in between because it does grab all the fiber. And this is what I use on everybody. I just love this. And so Chowder's down here rolling around. Let me adjust this. And he is right here. And again, he is quarter Maine Coon, but you can see he is very puffy. And he doesn't have as much fiber that comes off from him as I would have thought. But you can get, and again, if you have several cats and you're saving their fiber as you groom them, you're going to get quite a bit. And to save it, just put it in like a Ziploc bag and keep it until you have enough. Oh, buddy. That's no biting. That's what I did when I got Willow's fiber over a time period enough to put into the shawl. It was probably just a couple months worth, but I had a good Ziploc bag full, and he wants to play now. So you can see, just by running the comb through a few times that I've gotten quite a bit of fiber, and I've done it a little bit. So that's spinnable fiber. And I would just take this, if I had enough of it, and spin right from here. So you're going to do your spinning technique just from this. If you wanted to blend it with something, you could either on a drum carder or a hand carder, which I have also. And I will show you here. Let me readjust again. This is going to be a tricky video, but I'll show you with Willow. This is Willow, the Wonder Dog. And she is shedding some right now. Come here, baby. And most of her fur, you can see on her hindquarters here. Most of her fur is the undercoat that's nice and soft. We have a lab, a chocolate lab also, Maggie, and I could not spin or would not spin Maggie's fiber just because there's no soft undercoat. It's just coarse lab hair, lab fur. And so that wouldn't really work. But any dog, if you have that has any type of coat to it that's longer, you could do this with. Great Pyrenees are awesome to do this with. Some of the, I'm trying to think of some other breeds that have the longer fur, Golden Retrievers, any dog that has longer fur, you can do that with. And so you could see just a few brushes through, and I have a pretty good amount of dog fur here. Now this staple length isn't real long. It's probably, let's see if I can show you. It is probably a couple inches there, but I'm going to show you how you can spin it. So let me flip this around to my, oh, there's Neelix. And Neelix wouldn't make a good fiber either, or make a good fiber to spin because she's a very short-haired cat. So let me flip this around real quick and we'll put you on my wheel. Okay, I am taking both Willow and Chowder's fiber, and I have it both here. I'm gonna card it just by Willow. It's okay. Just by running it on my regular carders that I have for my rabbits. You can use the dog paddle combs. I can't think of what they're called, but those work great, the brushes. When I first got started, I used 2 of those to do my Angoras before I got fully into this. Willow, enough. Never know what you're going to get with the animals. So I pulled it off once. Typically with the Angora, I do this probably 2 or 3 times through. With the dog, I'm just going to do it a couple times here to get it all lined up. That's what carding does, is it lines up your fibers, makes it easy to spin. And got 1 paddle full. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to roll it off into what they call a roll lag. And there's not a lot here, so it makes it a little bit easier. Usually you'd fill this up pretty good, or I would fill it up pretty good, but you're going to get the gist of it. So this would again be fuller, and I do have another one that I did just a minute ago. So that's just a couple brushings of Willow, and I already did a test run of some of her fiber that was uncarded. And so this is a SpinOlution Monarch, which I adore. This is my favorite wheel. You see it has the golden whirl, which is amazingly quiet. I could spin on this all day. The only thing I have to be careful with this one, with this particular wheel, is that I spin super fast, and I get to going so quickly that sometimes I forget and I need to slow down just a little bit. So I'm going to take my leader here and I'm just going to hold the fiber in my left hand. I'm going to guide it with my right hand as it goes up to the hook here. And again, this is already carded fiber, so it's all lined up nicely. And you can see, hopefully, I'll show you here in a second, Chowder's fiber is going in. And it just spins. For me, this isn't much different than my Angora. And it makes a very, even though it's not a long staple length, once you card it, it is pretty simple to get a consistent ply out of, or single ply out of. And I just keep working my 2 hands together. I work my left hand to put out the fiber that I want to go into my right hand, and then my right hand is kind of directing it into the spin. So they're always working in unison. I don't let out of my left hand what I don't want to go into my right hand, if that makes sense. I'm always working my thumb and finger on my left hand to make it consistent yarn. And this is going to be a fairly strong, even though again it's short staple length, this is going to be a pretty strong ply. You can see it there. And if it were to spin back on itself, that's what you want to see. Let's see, there we go. You can see it spun right back on itself, and that's what your yarn would look like right there. So if you have a desire to spin and don't have vibrant animals at this time, but you have cats or dogs or anything with long hair, my guess is you'd be able to spin it pretty easily. You just need a couple tools, a comb, some dog grooming paddle brushes. If you don't have carders, you can do all of this stuff fairly inexpensively. Drop spindles, which is what I started on. This is just an Ashford student spindle, and they used to be under $20 or right around $20. You could use this to spin and have yourself some really neat yarn. I have my shawl with willow in it, which I just love. And you can see the shawl is a purple color, or a couple of different purple colors, and willow is this darker, her color comes through as brown when you pull it. She's a black and white border collie, but her undercoat has brown in it. Her dad was a brown border collie, or the brown colored. I'm not sure what they call that, but he was more of a brown color, and that's what comes out in her undercoat is the brown. Got some hay in there from my carders. So it's not, to me, it's not any different than spinning any other animal fiber. It's quick and easy, and it spins up like a dream. So if I were to, again, if I were to save Willow's fiber for, let's say, a couple months, and it probably wouldn't take that long even, just put it into a Ziploc bag and make sure it's sealed, and then when you're ready to use it, you will have a pretty good amount of fiber. And same with cats. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, you can follow me. I am at Tailspin Farm on Facebook and Instagram, and my YouTube channel. I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks. Bye.